So this year you're going to be enjoying a Friendsgiving with your chosen family. You might not want to break the bank, but you want to bring good wine when you come. We've got you covered with wines $20 and under that'll still be wines that you can dress to impress with. One of the things that's good to know about wine is that it's a consumer good. So like any other consumer good, the more popular it is, the more expensive it becomes. So if you try to go for lesser known regions or lesser known grapes, you're probably going to get a much better bang for your buck. So the first wine we're going to be doing is a white wine. It's going to be our domestic choice for the day. Instead of thinking like California, which is where we typically go, try going to New York. And maybe instead of your typical Chardonnay or Pinot Grigio, I know it might seem scary, but go for a Riesling. They're not all as sweet as you think they are. A lot of them are actually bone dry and super delicious. They have a lot of bright acidity, which means they're going to be able to wash your palate clean every single time you take a bite. You're going to be right back at an equilibrium after you take a sip of that wine. This particular wine is from Herman Wiemer. The great thing about Riesling is that it basically goes with everything. A lot of people don't know this, but it's actually considered to be the most noble of all white grape varietals because it can be everything from super dry to super sweet and everything in between. But across the board, it has this super food-friendly style. So it doesn't matter if you're going to be doing soups or sauces or stuffing or birds, you're going atypical with a ham or whatever it is, the Riesling will find a place at the table and nobody will be disappointed. So the next wine is Rotary Brut Rosé. There's a couple of things that are really cool about this wine. Number one, it is a vintage sparkling wine for under 20 bucks on the shelf. It's $19.99, so we're right at that tip, but let me tell you, it is really hard to find quality sparkling wine with a single vintage at that price point. On top of that, this is made in the same method that champagne is made. Champagne is called champagne because it comes from the region of Champagne. But the way they make the wine translates universally. It's called the traditional method, it's called metodo classico, it's called a lot of different things depending upon where you are in the world, but they all mean the same thing. The second fermentation happened in the same bottle that you drink the wine from, which is pretty cool if you think about it. So one of the common misconceptions about rosé is that it's only for the summertime. That's absolutely not true. There should for sure be a rosé on your Friendsgiving table. Maybe it's a fuller styled rosé, but a rosé nonetheless. So this wine, which is coming from the Rhone Valley, specifically it's a Côte de Rhone rosé from Le Nert, which is a really cool house in the southern part of Rhone Valley. This is a Grenache, Mourvèdre, and Cinsault blend. Those are really funny sounding grape names, but what you need to remember is that it's a juicy, fruity, full-bodied rosé that's gonna go really well when you pour that cranberry sauce all over everything. So moving on to the red wines, the first choice for your Friendsgiving table is going to be the Stamari Nero d'Avola. Nero d'Avola is actually the name of the grape. It's coming from southern Italy, so this is an area, if you think about Italy, it's really warm there, right? So that means that the climate's got a lot of sunshine. When there's a lot of sunshine, that means you're going to get a lot of sugar in the grape, which means you're going to get a lot of ripeness, which translates to the wine. So this is going to be a full-bodied, bursting with fruit sort of red wine. It's gonna go with any sort of protein that you're gonna choose. If you're going classic with your turkey, if you're gonna go a little bit off the beaten path with some lamb or some ham, this is gonna stand up the test of time against any of them. So the final wine today might seem a little intimidating to try and pronounce, but I promise it's worth getting up the gumption to grab one off the wine shelf. So this is the Boutari Xinomavro Nausa coming from Greece. So when it sounds like I'm speaking Greek, I am. The important thing to remember here is that Xinomavro is an awesome grape. It's gonna be fuller bodied, really fleshy, a lot of sort of meaty, dark fruit characteristics. And on top of that, it ages really well. So to be able to find a wine with a little bit of age on it for under 20 bucks on a wine shelf, it's a tough thing to do. Boutari as a family has actually been producing wine in Greece for a really long time. So you know you're gonna get good quality stuff from them.